everyone, it's Teresa Green from Slow Paths Wellness, and today I'm going to do a sort of quick Mindful Monday because I'm getting ready to run off and do a visit outside of my clinic. So this is February. This is National Cancer Prevention Month, and as a natural health provider and as a cancer survivor, it's a really big deal to me. I really want to help people prevent and deal with not just cancer, but all chronic diseases. And more research shows us that lifestyle factors make a huge difference, both in diminishing your risk of ever getting sick in the first place, or if you have one of these illnesses, of helping you to overcome it and to do better with any treatment method that you choose to use to try to address it. So one of the really big things that they have found with cancer survivors is the importance of mindset, and of whether you're able to see things positively or feel like you have control of some of the things going on with your life, or just not constantly feeling, like they call it the cancer personality, where you're sort of always feeling driven, always feeling behind, always feeling less than. And the changes that makes in your nervous system makes it much easier for the cell changes, the negative cell changes that start when a cancer starts to grow. Makes it much harder for your body to fight that. So I'm working on a course for compassionate self-talk, which will do tremendous things to help you in making the mindset changes that allow your nervous system to be at its strongest for immune system function, for endocrine function, for sleep, for just about everything in your life gets better when you are coming through life with less of a stressed out response. Plus, it's a whole lot more fun of a way to live. So for today, the idea of compassionate self-talk, I would like you to sit down and write about things that you know you do well, even if someone else doesn't agree. So for example, I like to paint. Now, to say I do well in the sense that I have something that's a marketable skill in the area of painting, maybe not. I don't know. I haven't tried that, and I don't really intend to. But as far as it being something that I put paint on the paper and it turns into something that you can at least recognize what it's supposed to be, yeah, I got that. I do it well. And I enjoy it. I enjoy seeing how the colors mix together. I enjoy trying to paint a face and seeing how close it comes to the person that I'm trying to paint. And usually it's not close at all, but at least it's an amusing thing, and I'm able to laugh at it with a sense of joy, not a sense of derision or contempt. So I call myself a good painter in my head. So you may have something like that too, something that you enjoy, that you may or may not be commercially good at it, but something that you really like, or a person that you know you want to be and that you, at your very best, you are. So I want to be a compassionate person, and at my best, I think I do a good job of that. So if I were writing mine, I would say something about my skills at painting, that I enjoy putting colors together. I enjoy the attempt at representing reality as I see it through my eyes and emotions. And I might say something about I work to be compassionate for people, that I enjoy trying to ease other people's suffering. I enjoy trying to share things that make other people's lives better. And when you do, you will probably find that inner critic, which is someone to work with and learn how to work around, and how to kind of help your inner critic also reset how they look at life. And so as soon as you say those things, you will start getting those voices, especially if you haven't done this before and are not ready for it. You'll start getting the voices saying, you call yourself a painter? Not a 3-year-old could do better than that. Or, I've seen you be pretty cruel. You're not very compassionate at all. And that's very common. That happens just about to anybody that tries to begin having compassionate self-talk. So much so that if you read a book about it, they talk about it. They say that comes up, and it's actually very useful because you can start talking to yourself about being kind. So this is a very short Mindful Monday. We're not going to get into the nuts and bolts of this, but for right now, I would just like to suggest that you sit down and start writing the things that either you know you're good at, or you enjoy, or the qualities that you want to develop. And because the thing is, if you want to develop them, that means you already have them to some degree. You may just need to get the kind of self-confidence or the kind of boundaries or the kind of courage to be able, like if you want honesty to be one of your qualities, but you know that you do a lot of white lies or kind of sneaking around saying things that aren't quite true to try to manipulate people. If you want to be honest and you realize you do that, then that means that honesty is a quality that you desire and you want to move towards. So you could say to yourself, I am moving towards an honest life. And that way you're being honest with yourself, and you're also saying something that's very positive, because that's a very wonderful thing to want to do, to want to be honest, to know that maybe it's something you're working on. So I want to have more honesty and openness in my life, and I am humble enough to admit that that's not exactly where I want to be yet, is also a compassionate self-talk thing to do. And to be able to be truthful and optimistic, and understanding that you don't have to be 100% of any of these things that you're congratulating yourself on for them to be true. So today's very short Mindful Monday, we will update it later, but it is the beginnings of compassionate self-talk. Write down some of the things that you do well, the kind of some qualities you have that are things that you believe are good qualities to have, and recognize that the critic will show up and tell you that you are not perfect at these things you say you do well, and that's okay. Just let the critic do that. Just, kind of say, okay, yeah, I've got your input, go to your room or something like that. And we will talk about it more as my course gets better and better, and I'm prepared to be able to release it. Have a great week.